Hey everyone, sorry for the delay. I had an extra 14 hours of class time last week and fell woefully behind. So here is my Sunday catch up. So we're ending practice round 3. Next week is the real round, so it's going to reset for everybody. So taking a look at where you are after practice round 3, I'm just going to take a quick sneak peek in here. This is Universe 1, so we've got Chelsea, John, Trevin, Orange Crush, Caitlin, Sean, Holly, and Jordan. Definitely Chelsea and Trevin coming out on top, and Holly from a sales revenue perspective. And then if I look at profit for the round, that's kind of all over the board. Again, as you're investing in the beginning rounds, it's a little bit tougher to build up a solid profit return. So look at the difference between Holly and Trevin as an example. She made more in revenue, but he brought in more from a overall profitability perspective. So definitely a huge difference there. And then even looking at Chelsea, because that was even higher. She had more sales revenue, but still higher. I'm going to take a look at market reports. Market reports quickly here for Universe 1. And looking again at this group, Chelsea's not really any higher from an overall market perspective, but her Tech 2 is definitely gaining her some ground in this round. Everybody's pretty even though, if you think about it. It's not real varied. So if I take a look at Sean as an example, his Tech 2 is a little bit higher, so that's bringing Chelsea in line a little bit more for the US. But then if you look at Asia, Sean's a little bit lower for Tech 2 than everyone else, and probably significantly. These two shouldn't be the same price. Tech 2 costs you more to make, so definitely take a look at that. And then the difference between Tech 2 here isn't quite as great, but Sean could probably come down just a little bit in that. Certainly, I think the 2,000 range is a great price for Tech 1 in Asia. Definitely making some money on that. And I think 400 is probably a little too high for Tech 1 in the US. These prices, if you look at how much it's costing you to make it, it's probably a little over $100. So 400 is quite excessive. So I think just balance those costs and prices out a little bit. It will help you. And then also you could take a look at where you are overall from number of features compared to everyone else. And then also you shouldn't have, well, you could, I guess, have run out. Caitlin here ran out of Tech 2. I will show you in the production report as an example. One of the things I look at is capacity utilization. Because we can carry inventory over, it's like really easy to be at 100% capacity utilization. So as long as you're putting in 100% to manufacture, you're going to be at 100% capacity utilization because of inventory this round. So the inventory is throwing it off, and was not something I was considering when I talked about utilization in the beginning. So definitely inventory carryover. I think it might be in the cost report. Let's see if I can find it here. Must be production. I think where you want to really look is at how much inventory you have left over up at the round. And so your inventory management costs is really something that you want to manage. So Chelsea definitely has a ton of inventory left over, and you might want to adjust that. I'm guessing that's why Trevin didn't fully produce, because he was thinking about maybe getting rid of some of that inventory so that he wouldn't have quite so much of a cost. But that's definitely something to look at, is your inventory cost from one round to another. The other thing to take a look at too is social responsibility, and I think some of you are making adjustments with your suppliers, and some of you are just keeping all of the suppliers. Make sure to take a look at whether you think the suppliers have good ethics and sustainability. I look at Orange Crush is a little bit lower, and Jordan's a little bit lower because you're incorporating all three. For those that got a little bit pickier with what suppliers you were using, you did gain some ground, especially in Tech 1. So that should be kind of a guidepost. So if your Tech 2 is a little bit lower than maybe what John and Chelsea did, maybe there's a balance in there. So it's trying to figure out, there's always trade-offs, trying to figure out which is the best mix for sure. So now I'm going to go ahead and look at Universe 2. I have to change my rounds. And Universe 2, looking at the overall financials, Ashley is really high at 2.5, Charlie 2.1, and 1.8 for Kelly. So looking at those, you guys are pretty close here. Courtney, we'll have to take a look at why this is so low. So let's take a look at what you did here. Not too much from a spending perspective, so it looks like it's mostly in the sales numbers, so we'll have to take a look at that. And then look at your overall profit for each area. Ashley had high sales, also has high profit. Charlie probably spent a little bit more, 1.5 versus 946. So what you're spending is definitely impacting your profit for the round, for sure. And then the market reports, 40% for Ashley for Tech 2. That's really where she's pulling out ahead. 47% for Charlie, so definitely that was a good move in here. Kelly, your Tech 2 is really too expensive, so you want to balance that out. Courtney, $700 is too high. Likewise, $3,000 is too high for Tech 1, and $525 in Europe is too high. So you need to look at these to reduce your prices to get your sales up there, okay? So that is definitely something to take a look at. Again, social responsibility numbers are here, and you can kind of see how you're doing overall. This group is a lot lower with social responsibility numbers, and adjusting some of these could definitely impact your sales. So think about that. People are definitely concerned about ethics of suppliers, and being able to use the best suppliers is sometimes important to your consumer. And then utilization, a little bit all over the board here, but when you're looking at it, Courtney's a little bit lower. I don't think she maybe sold as much either because of some of those prices. Garrett very low in Asia. I'm not really sure what happened there. Take a look at the details here. And then your inventory costs. Courtney, lots of money on inventory costs. You have a ton of Tech 1 still in play that you don't need to actually manufacture anymore. Now this will all be reset for next round, but definitely watch your inventory numbers. I'm going to go ahead and go into decisions and just take a quick peek at Courtney and Garrett here, because those two look just a little unique. So Courtney, one of the things that I want to point out in marketing specifically is this is your unit cost. So your unit cost is $87 and you are charging $320. So based on your goals, it's like, yeah, I can make $357, but you don't even stand a chance right now competing with this price point. So definitely this needs to come down to like a $225. You need to promote the heck out of this, like $15,000 for promotion, because that's actually $1 million. Get people to see that you've adjusted your price, okay? That is really important, and then you'll sell more. So notice in here, Tech 1 in Asia, you don't have 2 features available, so that needs to be adjusted. Your promotion is $18,000 here, but only $6,000 in the US, so I'm not sure what your strategy is. So make sure you get consistent on that. And your unit cost is $13.95. I'm just going to take a peek here. Yes, these should all be 1s. So make sure that you change this to 1 because this is impacting your overall cost as you're looking at how much these cost. So if I adjust these back to 1, I'm going to go back to your marketing to Asia, Courtney, and I'm just going to show you the impact or the difference. So now when I go to Asia and I look at your cost, it's only $855 instead of looking like it costs $1,300 because you're charging them extra internal costs to avoid the tax. The problem is you're not going to make as much on it, or you're going to charge too much. I don't think $2,000 is too much on this one for Asia, but I just think you need to be careful of that because you're going to think that it's costing you more than it actually does. Let's just take a quick look at Europe again. Adjust your features to 2 here. Increase your promotion. It should be the same dollar amount in every area because it's in US dollars. This is 67. So definitely 200 is not out of the ballpark here for it, but you might even be able to bring it down a little bit, maybe even a 175. But once you update this, maybe not. because your future cost will increase it. Yeah. So you have a little bit of room to play around with that, but really watch, guys, this tax area, because this tax area can throw off how much the cost looks to you. You can utilize this effectively, but in the practice rounds I said don't do it. It's just going to mess you up because you're trying to figure out your pricing, and I don't want that to be what totally messes with you. Okay, so if I go back to market reports in this area and take a look at Courtney and her sales, she had $200 here. Notice that everybody's at like 150, or I think 175 is a good number. 150, they're not making very much money, so you don't want to cut it too short. For sure, you want to make sure that you're making a profit on your product. So keep that in balance, and I think that's the struggle that we will all have. And then Courtney here, I think you'll be able to come down a little bit now that I adjusted that price. I think in Asia it's now $800, and any of these $2,000 area really looks good. Madeline, way too low. You're not making any money on this. You're probably selling out, which is great, but no profit. So Madeline, if I look at your financial statements for round 3, you have no profit because you're not selling it for a value that you can make money on. You're selling it for cost, and that's not going to keep you in business. All right, so the next one I'm going to take a look at is Garrett, because he's got something wonky going on there. And I don't know if I'll find it with my quick look. Okay, so your Asia is low because you're not utilizing this. So this, you always want your top numbers to be 100%. Okay, you want to make everything you can. If you have 2 product lines, then you can make more here. You can build plants. You need to get in and do some of those things. So make sure to make those adjustments for round 1 as you start, and that will definitely help. So his production levels did not look very good for Asia, and that's because he wasn't making anything in Asia. So you want to make things in Asia. You've got a plant there that can produce 550,000 units. You want to use it. Okay. Remember, if you're going to build products and build investments, you need to come in here and you need to increase this so that you can have some plants. So this is the beginning of round 1 though, so you will not see that until the next round. I hope that helps. If you need anything, let me know.